Okay, we're live. Today is day 4 of the 30-day challenge on how to start investing in commercial real estate. This is Shane Melanson with the Investing Advantage. So today what I thought I would do is um, I'm going to give you the terminology and the kind of initial stages or understanding of the game of commercial real estate. But I think before I get into that, I want to tell you a quick story on I was recently with my daughter and my son. My other girl was with my wife, and we went to Ingenation, I believe it's called, here in Calgary. And I'd been there a few times with the kids before. And my one daughter Blake, she's about 6 years old, and she'd only go about as high as I could still touch her, and then she would get nervous and scared. And what happened was, I think one of her friends, who was a little bit younger and just super gutsy, just goes right to the top, rings the bell, comes back down. And it was, I think that, so once Blake saw that it was possible and that there was like her friend who really didn't have any other skills that she didn't possess, it was just kind of having the confidence and knowing that she could do it. She went up and rang the bell. And so take that story, and then I'm going to layer on another one where I was with my brother-in-law Graham, and we were in Kelowna, and this was in the summer. And I'm not a rock climber, but I thought I would give it a shot. And anyways, so we're there, and he's watching me go up and down the wall, and I'm thinking, this isn't that difficult. And he says, "Well, it's because you're grabbing any color that you see." And I didn't realize that there was like specific routes going up and down the climbing wall. And once he showed that to me, I started to, and then I actually tried it. I couldn't just watch, but I actually had to try. So he said, start at level one, started at level one. And I got to tell you, it was just eye-opening to see how difficult it is to go up a climbing wall when you have to follow kind of a specific route. And what I learned from that, and obviously what I learned from my daughter, is like once you see something and once you learn something that you weren't even aware of, you can't go back. You know what I mean? Now that my daughter's gone up and down that climbing wall, 15 times, she can't go back to saying that she's never done it because she's already completed it. Secondly, with Graham, and when I look at a climbing wall now, I can't look at it any differently. And so the same thing happens when you're looking at commercial real estate. I think what happens with a lot of new investors is when they come into the business, they don't understand the terminology. They don't have kind of a foundation of who the players are, the properties, how money works, what kind of external events can influence a property. And without that kind of foundational understanding, if you will, what happens is it's how do I put this? It's very difficult, I think, to have the confidence to move forward. And one of the challenges, I think, with new investors trying to, a lot of residential investors I notice that try to get into commercial real estate, they take the same paradigm, and the commercial and residential brokers are very, very different. In commercial real estate, you'll probably notice, and I don't like making generalities, but in commercial real estate, like number one, they work extremely hard. No different than in residential. The top guys or women work very hard and long hours, but you're only paid for success. And what happens is a lot of new investors that want to get into commercial real estate, if they don't understand the game, they waste and they suck up a lot of time from a commercial broker because unfortunately, as they get into a deal, they realize how much they don't know. And at some point, they pull back. And the challenge is all that time has been kind of spent and you can't get that back. Now, if you hire a lawyer or you hire an accountant, they're charging you for time. So they're happy to meet with you. But that's not where the deals are. And so one of the primary things that I try to do is just help new investors with that really kind of fundamental understanding of, okay, like making the decision, is commercial real estate even in the cards for you, right? Once you understand what all the terms mean, so you can have a good conversation with someone, a broker, a mortgage broker, a lender, whoever it happens to be in that business. Once you have those conversations and you can start to say, you know what, yes, this is something that I want to pursue, or you know what, maybe I should invest passively, or maybe I should take a little bit more time. And that's why essentially that's what these videos are meant to do. The 30-day challenge is really to kind of give you that foundational understanding and really a framework. Because when I learned this business from my mentors, they were I think the term is like unconsciously competent. Like they were so good at doing what they do, investing, that they couldn't really explain it to me. Like I just had to observe and then deconstruct it on my own. And if you were to see my library, I've got hundreds of books. I go to courses, I invest, like I'm currently investing. So this isn't theoretical, this is practical. But the idea behind this is take what I've learned and apply it so that a new investor can get up to speed a lot faster, not have to learn from trial and error over 12 years like me. So that's really it today. The homework, if you will, is to go to Investopedia. There should be a link, and just find those terms that are in there. There's likely going to be one term that is going to be very difficult to find, and I know that because whenever I work with my clients, they tell me that they couldn't find that one term. So that's there on purpose, and it's actually a really key term. Some commercial real estate people that I've dealt with, I think they understand it, but generally on a financial statement or a pro forma, it's missing. And so this one term can mean a huge difference when you really understand it. So I thought I would just kind of put that in there, see who's kind of paying attention and doing the work. So anyways, comment below with the term that you're either unfamiliar with. I will send you a private message with it, because one of the goals is to not share it with everybody. I want you to actually do the work. So do that. And then if you could, tell me what your biggest takeaway is from either today or a previous lesson. Next week and tomorrow we're going to get into the game of commercial real estate. I'm going to break it down. I'm going to show you a book that I really like. It's a big book. It's pretty deep. I think it was written by a Harvard professor. And then we will start to drill down into finding properties, what to look for. So that'll be probably the stuff that more people want to focus on, quite frankly. But I got to tell you that without this foundational work, you're going to start. The challenge, if I just jump to that, is you're not going to have, I don't know what the right word is, but it's easy to get pulled into multiple directions. And so the idea with this is, you know your point A, you know your point B. Now it's just a matter of finding the right properties that are going to essentially take you from point A to point B in as a streamlined process as possible. So that's it for today. Have a great one. I've got a call with a client actually right now who's making an offer on a property out in the GTA area. So very excited. We'll see how things progress, and I'm sure that he will let me kind of fill you in if he gets the deal and see how things go. So that's it for today. Have a great one. Bye for now.